I finally had some free time and got caught up on Alien Earth. As of right now, there's 4 episodes out. The adults are humans. The kids are in damn near indestructible bodies that are super strong. And they now have to kind of deal with the whims of children, or else they're going to be in trouble. So my prediction for the show, what I think is going to end up happening, is they are going to try to...
Hey there, Midnighters and Moonlighters. This is your closer-in-chief with a check-in. I've got a flood of new reports on my desk this week. Some sightings of raccoons in the dumpsters out back, wasps building a nest near the smoke pit, facehugger eggs in the southern storage area in sublevel 4, and a carnivorous rubber tree plant on the 7th floor, which apparently has been eating stray members of the vampire bat family that's been temporarily housed in the unused cubicles in the marketing department. Jolly Green is out sick, and Big Smoke is currently filling the emergency flamethrower tanks, so I guess I'll just keep an eye on the feeds for now. But I'll meet up with you guys in the break room with Big Smoke here in a few, and we'll take care of these infestations after lunch. And hey, if you've ever had to deal with a dumb new corporate rule that clearly was written by someone who's never worked a make line or a sales floor before in their life, hit those like and subscribe buttons. This one's for you.
Welcome to Nightwatch. I am your closer-in-chief here with Big Smoke. Once again, short our Jolly Green, but you know we miss him. We hope he feels better soon. But
drink your freaking orange juice and take your soup. Aloha, everybody.
How are you doing today, Big Smoke?
I'm good, man.
You actually had a day off before we started recording today. What did you do on your day off?
I enjoyed the pleasant company of a friend.
Okay.
A most pleasant, unannounced visit.
Did you guys do anything special, anything fun?
Yeah, we hung out and watched old movies.
What'd you watch?
You've never heard of it. It really is one of them old. It's 2018, if I'm gonna call it. Oh, it's 2018. It's called We Still Kill the Old Way.
Okay, yeah, no, I've never heard of that.
Yeah, like I said, this is one of those missed gems. It's basically just old men, old gangsters getting revenge on young gangsters.
Okay.
And they're killing them in the old gangster way. Just old, smart, grab you in the dark, put a bag over your head, and torture you to death. It's really just old school, beat 'em up, shoot 'em up, bang bang. It's UK kind of violence. Okay. So there's a lot of knives and stuff in the beginning, you know. Right. Then it upgrades to machine guns. But it definitely, I liked it because it was kind of like, yeah, we're old people and we're not fucking around. You think you're tough? No, you're not tough. Yeah. You know, you're walking on the shoulders of great men and we're coming to take it back. And it's...
What was that one with... It had
a TV show?
Josh Brolin. No, it's a movie. Josh Brolin in it, and it was like 4 older guys. They were like all ex-cops or whatever, and they band together to form the first like
too many
FBI unit.
Yeah,
type
too many. I need a name. There's too many of those kind of movies out there. Man. Josh Brolin, the great. That is a guy that I could watch. No Country for Old Men. That guy. That's another movie where you can't get attached to people. But that's when he first came on my radar, Josh Brolin. Then I just kind of
Gangster Squad.
Gangster Squad. Yeah, I've seen that. Yeah, that's a hard movie, man.
That was a fun movie. I thought that was really good, man. It was action-packed scenes and everything, and it was that old school, like, we're here to fuck shit up and take care of business, right? We're gonna get the job done, you know, any means necessary. And it's that what I like the most is that it's that classic hardline good versus evil. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. With that little bit of, when you hunt monsters, be careful not to let the monster in.
Yeah. Don't become what you're hunting.
Yeah.
And I don't think they succeeded. I mean, there was a gray area. There definitely was a gray area.
Yeah. But at the very least, by definition, you knew who the good guys were, who the bad guys were, right?
Yeah. Okay. The name was brightly shined over. This is the white hat. And then over there is the dark hat, the black hat. I mean, yeah. They made no bones of who the good guy and the bad guy was stated. Mm-hmm. But when you look, but take away all of the obvious, mantles, You couldn't tell those cats from each other. You couldn't tell the difference because they both did the same thing.
Well, so that's the thing, right? So you look at tactics, but I mean, we're both former military men. You have a bit more experience than I am, and you've definitely seen a lot more of the nitty gritty than I have. You know, whenever it comes to putting down a threat, right? You gotta take that hard stance. You gotta be willing to do the hard thing, right? So, I mean, why is that necessarily? Would you classify that as a necessary evil, or just what you got to do to get the job done?
It is definitely a necessary action. It's not evil. It's only evil from your perspective of your intent. Okay. An evil person does something wrong because the person that they're doing it to is weaker and can't defend themselves. A good person does something to, say, an evil person or an enemy or an antagonist because that what needs to be done in order to stop that person from doing what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay.
To stop them from taking advantage of the weak and the...
Exactly. If you're robbing a bank and you're taking the money and then someone doesn't react fast enough or get out of the way fast enough and you pull your gun and you shoot that person, that is an evil act.
Correct.
But if you're robbing the bank, you do that and you're leaving the bank and I see you and I happen to be a concealed arm carrier, I pull my gun out, you point your gun at me and I put you down, that was a necessary act.
Right.
That's not evil. Like, it's you or me. And I know you're going to kill me because you pointed your gun at me and there's no other reason for you to point your gun at me other than what you're going to do, which is squeeze the trigger and try to end me.
Yeah.
I know that. So I squeeze my trigger before you do, and I put you down, and then I put another one in you to make sure that is necessary in order to preserve my life and anyone else around me.
Yeah.
That's not evil, at least not in my degree.
Right.
But see, here's where it gets real murky, because anyone outside that particular circle, anyone with their camera looking in from their perspective, is just another guy on the street shooting another guy on the street.
Yeah, mixing context and all that. Yeah.
And that's probably the one that's going to get seen the most.
Yeah. And then it comes down to how they spin it as far as who gets vilified.
Exactly. Then I'm Daniel Penny a year later trying to not go to prison. Yeah, that's another story. That's another freaking story.
Yeah, but so it really does come around to, like, if you try to raise a society on... another really good example.
Okay.
They spent decades with movies and films and everything else, or movies and shows, trying to paint vengeance as a bad thing, right? If you seek out vengeance, you are automatically in the wrong because two wrongs don't make a right.
Build another grave and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Tell me that doesn't sound like something an evil person would try to establish as the societal rule in order to set themselves up in a more defensive position, a more safe position, because now you have a whole generation or two of people that are being raised of like, oh, I'm not going to do anything bad to that guy just because he's evil, because that would make me evil. No, if you take out the evil, you get rid of the evil.
Well, look, that's a pretty good way of putting it.
And even our beloved Star Wars, like, comment, and subscribe.
You said it. Like, comment, and subscribe.
And share. Share it to your friends.
Share. Yeah.
Okay. But my point is, even in Star Wars, they try to show, that the Force has to be in balance of good and evil, right? But then, coming at it from an objective standpoint, an objective good and an objective evil, we should be trying to do away with the objective evils in the world, because an objective good doesn't need balance. It doesn't need to be, equaled out. There doesn't... Christ. Even yet another analogy, there can't be light without shadow, shadow without light, right?
Mm-hmm. What is light without darkness?
Right. But so that concept, that mentality is forcing people to shy away from doing what I believe to be the right thing. If you are going to stand your ground on a thing and be a principled man or woman of reason, of faith, of good and righteousness, right? Then that heroic, the old school heroic, then you got to be able to do the hard thing. You got to be able to do the right thing, and that is take out the evil, and suddenly because the evil did something to you directly, now you get disqualified from being able to do something about it. You know what I mean? No, that's you just have even more skin in the game. You got more reason to stand up and do the right thing.
Well,
you got motivation now.
Exactly. But your motivation, is that justice or is that revenge? If someone does
can be both.
It can be both from your point of view. Hell, but a lot of people, even from that personal point of view, they would not say revenge. They would say that's justice. Mm-hmm. Well, the other truth to that is you want that fool to suffer. You want him to pay. That's revenge. I mean, it's both of them are true, but not both are equally weighted. Mm-hmm. Like, okay, if you come into my house and steal my stuff, and by some point, I find out that it was you that did it. I'm not just going to call the police. I'm going to come to you and get my shit back.
Right.
And in some small way, I'm wanting you to resist to a maximum effect so I can blow you away and say, yeah, I was just in doing that. He took my stuff. I went to get it. He fought me for it. And now he is sadly deceased. I'm like, but it was the right thing for me to do to preserve my own life. But you could have called the police. The police wouldn't have got there in time. they were, somewhat otherwise, occupied doing other things. I won't say what they are, but they were important.
I suppose that it really just comes down to like. Everybody wants to try to paint it in an altruistic perspective, right?
Altruistic?
You rise above the situation by not going after the vengeance. You put aside what you want in order to do what's best for society or best for you or whatever the case may be.
On what level though?
Well, that's what I try to understand myself. Right? Is just doing the right thing is getting vilified so much today.
No doubt.
Plethora of recent examples, especially whenever you get into the 2A defensive stuff. But it seems like such a long con psyop of bad people to make it seem like it's a bad idea or the wrong thing to do to go after the bad people.
Well, those who talk the most get the most play. And those from a higher platform, from the bully pulpit standpoint, they get the most press.
Yeah.
You tell someone 5 + 5 is 11 long enough, you will eventually find people who think 5 + 5 is 11.
Yeah.
I mean, you got a lot of high school graduates who can't read and can't count. So you could probably convince those young knuckleheads that 5 + 5 is 11.
Yeah, and unfortunately, so much of the attention and everything that goes into the media nowadays, into the news, into what people are consuming, it's always the loudest voice in the room that gets heard. It has the biggest platform, therefore the most reach.
Talking so much nonsense.
But, because they're the loudest voice in the room, people pay it the most attention.
Yes, sir.
You don't win an argument by being the loudest.
Well, wait a minute. Wait.
Well, not supposed to.
There. Okay, yeah. See, let's have that proviso. If they're the loudest one speaking and the only one speaking, then yes, they will definitely win that argument. And then you get people who can just keep talking. Instead of a conversation, it's a monologue. They win because they're talking the most and they're talking the loudest. And they don't make a lick of sense, but they're winning that conversation. It's not a catch-22. It's the pattern.
Yeah. No,
it's not a catch-22.
Yeah, but it really boils down to that you have this, not necessarily like a conspiratorial cabal per se, although, there are plenty of reasons to expect that. But you have these bad guys at the top with very good PR that have just been basically writing the rules. And not a lot of people standing up to do anything about it. You know what you see that a lot of?
What?
You see it a lot in the Alien franchise.
Yes, they do. Yes.
Get around to our segue
here. Yes, yeah.
So I finally had some free time and got caught up on Alien Earth. As of right now, there's 4 episodes out, and I'm actually all caught up to the 4th episode.
Yeah, I a couple of buddies of mine, because we're all Alien fanatics of one degree or another, and when this thing came out on Hulu, I was like, one, it's out on Hulu, so I'm like, I don't know, man. you get these like series events, they play out, and it's never what you want it to be or should be.
Well, I believe it's a FX original.
Yeah, FX.
But
now,
it's on Hulu because Hulu owns FX now,
Yeah,
I think?
Or
they're partnered.
I don't know. It used to be simple back when I was younger, where there were only 3 major networks,
Right.
And it shut off at midnight. Okay, not this 24-hour cycle. Stuff just keeps blending together, and people just keep buying stuff. I never know who really owns who. I only know what I like and what I dislike. Now, FX, they're more grittier network. They more blood and guts, more overt violence. Some suggestive, adult action.
Yeah. They had Archer back in the day.
Yeah, Archer. Okay, we're back. Okay.
Right. So
back. Yeah. We're sticking to Alien here.
Alien Earth.
Archer is for another day. Okay, but look, they're more grittier. So they're the big boy camp.
Yeah.
So when Alien Earth came out, I knew, okay, this is going to be bloody. I mean, it has to be if it's going to be alien.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I like the whole futuristic sci-fi. That got my sci-fi juices flowing.
As a big sci-fi fan,
yeah.
The environment, the storytelling, the set design, and
okay, now
it screams sci-fi in every
screams sci-fi, and they're trying to go back to the old. How should I put it? They got the science, the sci-fi environment, kind of like it's right after Aliens, or like it's right. I guess it must be. It's after Alien, definitely.
Yeah, and
then I don't know if it's either between Alien and Aliens or just after Aliens. I'm not sure. It might be because the same technology for this alien Earth is almost exactly like the alien, atmosphere, opposed to what Mother, the computer that controls the entire ship. It seems to be the same model composition that it was in Alien.
Okay, yeah. So that was a point I was going to bring up, is that I think they did a very good job of blending the old analog tech.
Exactly.
From the real popular back in the 70s.
A lot of button pushing, yeah.
They did a really good job of blending that with the shiny, sleek Star Trek sci-fi
right
stuff. So I love that. And God, I wish we could go back to that so bad. A nice solid button press, not this touchscreen bullshit for everything. It's fragile. It breaks. Give me some levers and switches, man. I want something to go clunk clunk when I press it.
Yeah, something tactile, something I knew was there, right?
But so, the CRT monitor screens with all those scan lines. Oh my God, all the lattice network lines. It scratches that itch so well.
Yeah, they did that perfectly.
Mm-hmm.
But they added stuff that I'm not too cool with. At least not yet. Not 4 episodes in, definitely.
Such as
the hybrids and the synths.
Okay.
Okay. You got the synthetics.
Mm-hmm.
Now we have cyborgs, and now we have synthetics. They added 2 twists onto there.
Yeah, the synths have always
been
around.
The synths have already been out, but not the hybrids.
Yeah, the hybrids and the cyborgs.
And the cyborgs. They had those before. And the choice of what they put into a hybrid body is kind of like, okay, I don't know about that. And of course, the problems they get from it, they demonstrate to you.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh my God. So so we have they had to put children's minds into fully formed adult synthetic bodies because the bodies won't age. But they had to use children's minds because they're supposedly still very elastic and growing and
they adjust
adaptable.
It. Yeah, they can adapt to it, right?
Yeah, imagine trying to put a fully grown human brain into a body that is just completely different, and when they've already had all those decades of hardwiring of how the brain works and stuff. So it does make sense. I will say they put some thought. They actually put some thought into it. This is a very easy suspension of disbelief for this one. So,
but not their fixes for it, though.
Right. They have, one psychologist lady who thinks of herself as the mom of all these kids.
Right.
So way too attached, way too early on.
And her husband is the firmware counterpart who thinks of them as just hardware and not a person. So you have that diametrically opposed within a single family union.
Well, no, they had him. He was like one of the first ones that approached, like, hey, these are just kids, and we're putting them in combat zones. I mean, yes, he brought up the fact that they were prototypes and very expensive, but then it was also that they had that dynamic of it being the husband and wife that couldn't have kids of their own, and so now they have this adoptive personality and this nurturing personality.
Yeah, but he doesn't think of them as his kids, not as
his kids, but I think he does see them as children, though. Not
children,
his, but children nonetheless.
He thinks of them as prototype. Very expensive. This is property that can't be easily replicated, and you're sending these things to be possibly broken up, destroyed, or worse, discovered without, the proper, codes and fines and stuff paid for.
Yeah, maybe there will be some more character development.
Look, they got these guys on a secluded. They got these things on a secluded island.
Yeah.
In a very enclosed environment. Mm-hmm. No one else knows about them except the people on that base.
Yeah.
And then you want to send them out to hunt a derelict ship, a ship that's man, tell me I would not be pissed if they crashed a ship into my towers, tear up shit and kill all my employees. Though he didn't really give a shit about the employees or the people. He's like, hey, dude, you crashed into my tower. My tower is fucked. So I'm gonna take all your shit inside.
Yeah, how do they put it? It's like, this is what is it? This is our yard, and you lost a ball into our yard.
It's now our ball. Yeah, it's our ball. Like, that's why we got lawyers. You got your lawyers to come out.
Which I like how, because I didn't know. I haven't read any of the books or the comics for this franchise, right? So
there's a real rivalry. It's like almost like the corporations are now their own countries, basically.
Yeah, that's what they explained in the show, that basically these rival corporations are running Earth.
Mm-hmm.
There are no governments.
There are no
governments.
governments.
Corporations.
Ooh, can you imagine such a shit?
I
mean, come on.
It's such a stretch of the imagination.
It's just a tiny stretch. It's just a tiny stretch. I mean, there's no
corporations running everything.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, but see, okay, we got the middlemen. They call politicians in between there, But if you got rid of that politician, that one tiny step, just that one tiny step,
yeah, the checks and balances definitely falls apart.
Yeah, it falls apart real quick.
I suppose at the very least we should be thankful that they are still trying to keep up the
appearances.
The puppet show.
Yeah, they're trying to keep up the appearances. No, I didn't take that $20,000, in that white envelope. You didn't see that. It didn't happen here. You did not see such thing.
But then, so that it was cool that they actually broke that down, because I've been saying from the beginning that the real antagonists, the real villains of the Alien franchise is not the xenomorphs, it's Weyland Yutani.
Yeah.
So now we're really seeing it firsthand.
It's not even Weyland Yutani in this, who's like the...
Well, they are, because it's Prodigy.
But see, it's Prodigy.
Is the protagonist. Supposedly the protagonist.
No.
All right, the protagonist is the sister and brother.
There, okay. Weyland Yutani and Prodigy. Prodigy's the new company, by the way. Prodigy... Yes. That owner, that what do you call him?
The boy
Cavalier.
Genius. Yeah, boy Cavalier.
Yeah, boy Cavalier. I mean, okay. Already, I don't like this kid.
No, of course not.
I mean, and he plays the unlikable.
He's meant to be. Yeah, that's his character. Archetype or whatever.
Okay, so in that aspect, great job, because he
really is coming off as the Draco Malfoy, what was the kid in Game of Thrones? The king.
Joffrey?
Joffrey, yeah. He's very much he is the Joffrey of this series, for sure.
Okay, well, he's not raping anybody, and he's not shooting them with crossbows for fun.
Right, no, but
he's definitely, look, I own this.
I own you.
And I own you, and I own everything that you own.
And I'm smarter than everybody.
Yeah, and nobody is as smart as me. I don't care how many degrees and master's degrees and doctorates you have, you're not as smart as me, because all this, I built this on me.
Yeah.
And he's walking around in the same freaking jammies every day, and he's wearing no shoes ever, and his feet has 9 layers of dirt on it.
And he's pointing at shit with his toes.
Yeah, he's working the keyboard with his toes. He's pointing people to sit down with his toes. He's putting his toes and bare feet up on the freaking council table in front of all the other people, showing them the bottoms of his dirty ass feet.
Yeah, he's definitely living up to the expectation of the guy who's not taking professionalism seriously because he thinks he's too smart.
He's too smart for everybody, and he has the move on everyone.
And he does. That's the sad thing, is that like he really is. I mean, he built these bodies. He built these hybrid bodies.
Yeah, he built those things, but he's not respecting his creation. He really isn't, and he's not seeing.
Well, so they've painted him as the type that's very much all right. I've built this thing. It works in my mind. I'm on to the next thing already. The next shiny thing. The new shiny toy.
Especially it's like to keep himself like in the now. Give me the ball. I have to bounce the ball. I have to be in the now. I have to touch something in order to distract me from what really is wanting to take over the main emphasis of my imagination. Give me the ball. I must bounce the ball because if I don't bounce the ball, I'm going to go manic. And I'm like, holy shit, this is right out of a psychology manual.
He's also got that the dominance move, the power moves with it too, and throwing it at people and expecting to catch it and shit. And if you drop the ball, that's
you're not
thing.
on the ball.
Yeah, literally just.
So when you threw that ball at that synthetic, and it wasn't even was it a hybrid? It was a hybrid. Yeah, he threw it at the hybrid. Wendy. Wendy, and she barely needed to acknowledge. Okay, what's this slow ass object coming at me? Oh, it's the ball. Let me grab the ball.
In a fraction of a second, But yeah, and that was really what
that should have put him on pause.
Well, no, that for him that was all right. Yeah, she's got it.
Yeah, she might be up to what I'm thinking.
Yeah,
because remember he wanted to have a conversation with someone who was smarter than him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he built the hybrids with these computer processor level brains to make them all super geniuses, but they're still kids. They're just now capable. They have the capacity.
The processing speeds is going to be insane, and that's what I'm waiting for. And we almost saw it. We saw it in the last episode when we saw a very fast thinking machine lose its mind.
Yeah.
Or it's starting to. Well, she's already deep into the realm of, delusion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we have the like 3 or 4 of the kids are like. They're just still kids. They're very much just kids. They have no ambitions. They have no drives. They are no hidden motivations. The one girl, she's very wanting to be center of attention. She wants the attention. She wants to be the best, the favorite. And so she's bragging like, oh, I learned French in like a day, and I learned this and that. And I know this and that, and I want to be the best. And I want to be number one. Then you have Wendy, who's got she's the main protagonist, and she's got all the best features of a protagonist, right? She's very selfless. She's family driven. She's doing all this stuff to save her brother. And everything's just coming so naturally and easily to her. And so she's the favorite currently, for now. And then you have, what was her name? Nibs. So she's I think she was the youngest, I believe, out of the group. And she went through a very traumatic event. She gets attacked by this eyeball alien thing that couldn't have affected her because she is a hybrid body. She has a synthetic body. But, she's still a young girl in this body. So, the trauma is still there. She went through something that was very terrifying.
Yeah, being attacked by a very big spider. Except for a big spider that could tear your eyeball out.
Take
over your brain.
But so now she's, in order to cope with that, her brain went into heavy delusion, into this.
So why pregnant?
Well, because she's seen what the other aliens were doing of
inseminating something.
And that's kind of been very much the body horror of the Alien franchise, is that it's forcing into somebody and forcefully incubating and forcefully ejecting out of.
You want to have kids? Yeah, of course you do.
And now you take this young girl who is now traumatized, but also still dealing and coping with the fact that she's in a synthetic body that will never be able to have kids, but still has that mentality of all the old imaginations and
refuses to come back from that delusion.
Yeah, so now she's stepped over the ledge, most likely
never to return.
But she thinks that she's pregnant with this thing. She thinks that she's going to, basically have this, alien eyeball tentacle thing, this baby. But now she is in a body that's capable of ripping through buildings, and she's having these fits, these temper outbursts, these tantrums, and so now everybody has to, all these adults in this facility have to now deal with the fact that the adults are humans, the kids are in damn near indestructible bodies that are super strong. And they now have to kind of deal with the whims of children, or else they're going to be in trouble. Towards the very end of the most recent episode, the little girl gets upset by something that the psychiatrist lady says.
Because she's trying to bring reality that she's in a synthetic body and can't possibly be pregnant. She even tried to explain it to her. And rather than hear the explanation, the mere explanation that she was no longer human and couldn't possibly be pregnant, she met it with extreme violence.
Mm-hmm. Jumped across that table in an instant, and half of an instant, and grabbed her up and
was like,
that stressed me out watching that scene.
Yeah, and really just a word in the opposite direction would have probably had her head torn off. Mm-hmm. And I gotta give kudos to the analyst who realized through all that fear that, okay, let's talk about having some tea. No more about babies. We're going to talk about tea. Get your hands away from my throat. I love you, darling. How about some tea? Would you like some tea?
Yeah,
that was extremely, I'm like, wow.
Yeah, I gotta admit, to have the Alien franchise brought up into the thing, and to try to do something new with it within the universe, and to put something on screen that's more terrifying than the xenomorphs. But to have the xenomorph on screen, and the way that it just ripped through that, was it an apartment building or something like that? Whatever the building was that the ship crashed into, and the xenomorph is like taking out the first responder squads and shit, and just ripping through it in seconds, and and it's off screen, so all you see is just blood spray everywhere. And the one kid's like, "There's a bear in here," It was bad, and then but for that to no longer be the most dangerous thing in the room, that's very interesting. It's still like the xenomorphs are still very centric to the plot, because now they have these eggs and they're trying to figure out and they're trying to experiment, and so I can only imagine what they're going to plan on doing with those eggs and corporate versus corporate. They're going to try to. I bet
more than anything else, but that part about when that's just, the Kirsch, that synthetic Kirsch.
Yeah, the Oliphant. Yeah, he does it. Oh,
dude! Oh my god! Since Hitman, the dude's the man.
And Justified.
And Justified.
Justified
was great too. It was just Hitman in the cowboy hat. But what cracked me up about it is like when Kirsch realizes what the eggs were. Mm-hmm. When Cavalier was in the freaking room and the eggs started to open up, he's like, "Okay, you gotta go. You go. He's walking out. As soon as he walked him out, the silo closed back up.
Yeah.
He goes, yeah, that thing responds to biological, hosts. The thing was going to implant you.
Yeah.
And what I admired most about Cavalier, it wasn't like the fear. It was like that's interesting. Go ahead and lock this down.
Yeah.
No one but synthetics comes in here from now on. I mean,
yeah, he actually took the warning seriously.
He took that warning in stride and then was immediately on to the future. He was like, "Oh, we need to do this, and you're in charge."
Yeah,
and let's carry on, and went walking off in them dirty ass bare feet. I was like, "What? He really was a Cavalier. He really was a boy genius who was a trillionaire who owned part of a planet."
Yeah.
Well. Planets.
Yeah. So my prediction for the show, what I think is going to end up happening is they are going to try to build some kind of device that controls the aliens. Right? They've already kind of hinted at this, I think, a little bit because they got Wendy being able to speak the xenomorph language, right?
Mm-hmm.
She can communicate with these things now. So I think they're going to try to pull some shit like they did in Jurassic Park. Or Jurassic World, I should say, where they were trying to manipulate the raptors to become like part of military squads. I think they're going to try to do the same thing with xenomorphs in order to get the edge on their corporate warfare.
Yeah, you're talking about Jurassic Park Kingdom or whatever the hell. Chris Pratt.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he wasn't really trying to.
He wasn't, but
because he had he went from barely having stationary control of them like a pet dog to like riding on his motorcycle and they're running up beside him. There's no damn way I'd be on a motorcycle with them damn things running up. Because at any given second, they could grab your arm and tear yourself to pieces. They reminded me, because you never read the comic books about these things, right? Okay, this is not the first time you see Alien Resurrection. She was an alien hybrid.
Yeah.
Okay, but she wasn't the first. In the comic books, there's a synthetic just like Wendy.
Okay.
They build her from alien DNA, and she had alien DNA inscribed into a synthetic body, and she even had the freaking the breathing holes in the back that an alien did, and she could control aliens, the xenomorphs. She actually could control them directly. I mean, she could do that, either psychic or pheromone kind of connection, and they would obey without question. And the corporation, I forgot what corporation it was. I think it might have been Weyland Yutani, actually. They tried to basically run roughshod over her, and she rebelled and killed all the scientists on the station, stole a ship, and went to another planet. Took the xenomorphs with her, and a couple other humans. Long, convoluted stories. Shortened up, they were all freaking lepers. Because apparently there was something in the leprosy virus that helped control the aliens.
Okay.
And so there was a bunch of lepers that worked on the planet with her, and she didn't want to leave them behind. So she took all the lepers and she took all the xenomorphs that were born. And she was like the queen of these things. And they all got on the ship and behaved all naturally, and they took off for places unknown. And in later comic books, the company found them. And she went, ape shit on all the rest of them and killed them too. And she even evolved into more of an alien. I mean, she was still a hybrid mix, but you could tell, okay,
more xenomorph.
Yeah, there's something different about this one. And she really went ape shit and killed everybody who went after her. And she let one person live. Get on that freaking ship and go back to Earth and tell these fools,
leave me the fuck alone.
Yeah, this is my planet and don't come here. Otherwise, shenanigans will ensue.
Well, I mean, she's really got to, because if she's a synthetic, then she's not going to be able to spit out more eggs, so she couldn't make more of her own colonies.
Let's see, there's the thing about the alien, okay? If you leave one of those alien xenomorphs by itself,
it'll adapt and become a queen.
It definitely, it goes into what they call a hormone storm. And it goes from male to female, okay? Now, shit gets crazy because she is the original alien queen, the synthetic. So the queen is her kid, if you want to look at it from lineage ways. So she would have control of the queen. The queen can produce eggs, and those eggs would be subservient overall to her. Okay, so
the synthetic chick would be like the over matriarch, essentially.
Right? Yeah. So it gets convoluted. Okay, now I don't know if that's the route they're going to take. Because by the end of episode 4, she's petting this damn thing.
Like crooning to it.
Yes, it's responding to her in a loving way. It was moving its head to be caressed. Okay, that's a pet. That's something very much subservient. And she was able to speak its language. Like, she could tell it, sit down, roll over bed, take that guy's head off.
Yep.
And we saw what that thing could do to a room full of people in seconds. I mean, they even made it more vicious than the actual Alien movie. In the Alien movie, it was dangerous, but
it was an ambush predator. Yeah, but taking them out one at a time.
Exactly, one at a time. This thing took out a whole room full of people
that had guns. And and it took them out in seconds. I mean, just that was such an awesome scene because you got the cyborg who's Billy Badass up until that moment, and it rips out, and he's like, "All right, I'm going to stand very still."
And you get too excited because
they smell fear apparently.
Exactly. Well, yeah, they don't have eyes. They work on a pheromone.
Yeah.
So kind of like wasps or bees. If you freak out around bees or wasps, they smell that stuff and they come right for you.
Yep,
also, there's another thing about bees and wasps. If they ever sting you or bite you or something like that, they leave some of that pheromone on you. And the other wasp and bees, you're the target.
Yeah, you just got painted.
You got to outrun that shit. It's just you're done for. Otherwise, you can't just sit around.
I read somewhere that they also go off of carbon dioxide.
Yeah, what you breathe. Yeah.
So the more you're panicking, the more you're breathing out, the more you're exhaling, and they're just latching onto that.
Yeah, they see that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's
terrifying.
Yeah, so
I do not like bugs.
And what cracks me up about that is like that cyborg man.
It's not about the cyborg.
That cyborg man. He obviously there's much more to the eye than they're letting on.
Yeah,
because
he's got like this deep loyalty to Weyland Yutani.
Well, halfway through it, he disobeyed orders. He was supposed to go back in, and he didn't go back. You know, he was like.
Okay, yeah, that's a good point. He has a very mercenary mentality but he's also like, I don't know, maybe some kind of weird personal sense of honor, maybe.
Well, he said, well, like, look, everybody I know now is dead because it's been 65 years. They were in cold sleep.
Right. So yeah, he said this is my life's work. So it's like, you know, he's trying to make it right or make it all worth
or complete his acts of work or whatever.
Yeah, make it all worth the lives lost and
because I think
his entire crew was wiped out.
Well, he allowed them to be wiped out. Well, at least the last one.
Yeah,
the last one. I mean, he could have opened the door long before that thing came in, but that escape pod only fit one. Right, she was a goner either way.
You know, and up until that point, that was because of loyalty to the company. The company said, you know, the crew is expendable, the cargo is not. So, you know, he did what he had to do. And the first thing he did when he got Earthside was contact Weyland Yutani, the new Yutani. The
dude kept communications open. I gotta give him that. He was like, look, you know, mother, call this person, and then like, I gotta say that's probably really tough for him because it's 65 years later. His boss is long dead. He's talking to the granddaughter,
right?
Because he like, who the hell are you? This is supposed to be Yutani's number. Who the fart? Who are you? Well, I'm in charge now. Yeah, I don't answer you. You're not my boss. You know?
Yeah, that's how you play that out.
Yeah, he's like, hey, you're not my boss. I mean, I don't work for you. This is my work. I'm gonna finish my work. See you later. Click. And hung up the phone. Then he stole. Threw it in the bush.
But so now he's reminding me of the one Alliance agent from Serenity. It's like, I will do terrible things to get the job done.
Yeah, I love the way I love the way he was described in the very beginning. I don't see any designations. I don't see any rank. He goes, you are correct because I don't have either because I'm not here. I'm no one. Yeah. But he has the highest freaking clearance.
Right.
There's nothing that can be hidden from him. There's nothing he can't do. And he deemed you unworthy. That's freaking scary.
Right.
That was beyond scary. And then
for me, it was the whole like an almost religious, zealotous fervor of like, I am doing what I have to do. The evil, terrible things. I will wipe out colonies. I will kill children in order to bring about a better future that I will not be a part of because it won't have a place for me.
We're all here to make better worlds. I was like, and he said it with such reverence. He believed that shit.
Mm-hmm. But so now you have the cyborg in Alien Earth that's very, maybe not quite to that level. He's definitely in it for the work is his life's purpose right now. He has nothing else, no family, no friends, nothing in the present day and age. So yeah, I guess I kind of see because a cyborg is purpose built. You know, if you're gonna go to that extent to turn your body into that much of a machine, it's for a purpose.
Yeah, we only seen two toys that come out of that arm of his.
Yeah,
the torch and the knife.
Yeah,
I wonder what else is in there.
Right, or what else he's got packed away. You know,
and obviously
what's going on with his legs? What's going on?
Exactly, and obviously people don't like him for that particular fact that he is a cyborg.
He's getting some prejudice. You know, and he talks. He kind of reminds me of Blade Runner, the way that he talks about like some of the shit he's seen. He's got that PTSD, old soldier. I've seen terrible things happen to the people that are around me, kind of thing. And I'm the survivor, and I have to not only keep surviving, but live with what I've seen and what I've had to do. And
he doesn't have a problem with it either.
I mean, he's manipulating a child now. I mean, a child in a in a hybrid body, but he's manipulating a child.
And how quickly he figured that shit out on the fly. Well,
because they say he was a dad. He had kids, right?
You're talking at me like you're kids. And it's like, oh shit.
You're children.
You're children.
You know, but yeah, zero hesitation to. I mean, he planted that tracker chip and communication chip or whatever it was on
you know, and I thought I was seeing things when I first saw him put that thing on his finger, and I thought I saw something. I was like, what was that? I mean, was that my imagination? Was there a glitch in the matrix? But no, he was impregnating that kid with that chip.
And fucking Kirsch, going back to him, man, the way he's like, something's off. And then he goes back through his own vision that's being recorded because he's a full synth, and he goes back through his vision and sees that's what it is. That's what I missed, and so now he knows. Yeah,
he says he's talking to someone, and Kirsch is that quiet. I mean, he's also manipulating Arush, but he's doing it from the opposite end. He's doing it from a stealth position. Like, I know that there's something here off. I just want to see how compromised you are.
He also kind of wants to see how things play out. He keeps very heavily alluding that he wants the xenomorphs to get out. It's that I mean, I know it's just playing off of what the androids have done in the past, in previous movies. It always seems like, all right, the android wants the aliens to succeed, you know? Because that seems to be some kind of hidden directive from the corporations, you know?
Well, yeah. It's like, Kirsch is definitely, he's Prodigy property, okay? Yeah. But
the way that Boyd treats him.
Yeah, it's kind of like his pauses in answering Cavalier are so, like, it's...
Oh, the amount of what could be interpreted from those silences could fill a book.
Those pauses, like, okay, his acknowledgement of you is not, it's not instant. I mean, he's not directly obeying you. He's like, this is what you want to hear. So I'm going to tell you what you want to hear.
This is what I have to say to get what I want.
Yeah, but I'm just going to leave that pause in there long enough to make you, what? Oh, yes, of course. Yes, as you say. You know
really making him feel like he's in charge.
Yeah. Well, see, I don't even think, look, for you to pause that long, for someone who's overbearing, domineering, has the ego to match it. Okay, that pause should ignite some kind of paranoia in you.
Yeah,
as Cavalier to go, wait a minute, why isn't he answering quickly enough? Why is he pausing? Why the delay?
But Cavalier's too self-absorbed.
But he's too
cocksure, too...
Exactly. He's too wrapped up in his own ego to understand what is happening, which is, you're not controlling this thing. This thing has its own agenda, which is why AI is going to take over the world. I'm just saying.
Deep cut throwback.
I'm just saying. I was like, oh my God. We were talking about this 4 or 5 episodes ago.
Very first episode.
Oh my God, yeah. Oh my God. And believe me, it made me go, oh shit. What is loose in the hen house now?
So another prediction of mine is that I think Kirsch is going to kill Boyd. He's going to kill him.
Not until the end of the season. Maybe not even then. Maybe until maybe the middle of the next season. But
I don't think he'll defect though.
Okay, that's too deep in the weeds for me to figure out, because that means that someone else would have to come into the scenario to make it all viable. Because as we look now,
I just think there hasn't been enough play from Weyland Yutani yet. They are obviously a heavy presence, and the cyborg works for him.
Yeah,
but that's it. That's it so far. And Weyland Yutani is like,
Prodigy seems to be the new kid on the block with just a heavy hitter kind of presence.
Yeah, they came out real strong.
Yeah, they're new money basically.
Yeah, but Weyland Yutani's got strings in every quadrant.
And they're off planet. Yeah, and they have off planet stuff. Okay, they're doing what got stopped in Aliens, which is like bring an alien dangerous specimens to Earth. And that other guy, the other right hand man, is he a synthetic? You think he probably is too?
The other right hand man.
the guy with the glasses, the bully, the bully advisor, the ones that threaten the kids.
The older bald guy?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a synthetic. I think he's just supposed to be like the boardroom guy.
Right.
You know, like every company's got that guy that's like, yeah, you know, I know how to handle the business meetings and stuff.
The man who makes the real threats. Yeah, the real, he's the fixer.
Yes. I don't think he's synthetic. I don't. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got some hidden cyborg stuff to him. You know, as a writer and creative type, that's how I would definitely play. Like he would be put in some kind of compromising position and have to pull some shit out of nowhere, some Deus Ex Machina type shit, and would, you know, oh yeah, I've also got a blade hidden in my hand. You know what I mean?
Okay. So overall, do you think you like the show?
I love the show. I as a longtime Alien fan, I think that it's holding true to the core of, and like I said, even without the xenomorphs being on screen for every minute and there being other threats, I think that it's doing a very good job of staying within the rules of the universe. It's following the lore. It's following the premise of the series. It's that, you know, big mega corporations bad, and this is the kind of shit that they try to pull in the dark, in the background, in order to get ahead of the competition. And that's all they see. And they see human lives as expendable, and they want immortality, hence the synthetic the hybrid bodies, hence the constantly trying to get their hands on the xenomorphs, because the xenomorphs seem to have this super crazy high survivability.
It's got survivability, it's got regenerative powers, it can survive in vacuum in a hibernated state for decades. Because in an Alien Romulus, the alien that Ripley kicks out of the airlock
and burns up with the engines.
It burns up the engine. It's still a freaking alive, floating around in space. They find it floating out there, and they were just poking the bear, and that sucker came. You know, everybody on the station dies. It's like the things you do for science, right? Like everybody on the ship dies. The synthetics get torn apart. And it's like, you got, like, okay. And then, of course, the board guy rather calmly says, you know, if even one of these things gets loose, shush. We don't need to hear the bad news. Shush. I mean, you say the very obvious things, okay? The only thing that's keeping those things from going outside is one layer of bulletproof glass.
Right.
That's it. There's one room, one layer. And then those things are out running around. And like in the books, they get out.
Yeah.
And
they always get out.
They something like that can't be contained. You just got to destroy every piece. You know, like, even the pieces that they took, you know, they had to have it on special platforms so it doesn't melt through the freaking floor.
It's like in Aliens, man. You gotta nuke it from orbit.
You
gotta be sure.
That's all you can do. Just count that part out for a couple of 100 years from nuclear fallout, because that's just it. Okay, and then you don't explain where they find it. That would be even better if they said where they got that alien, those alien specimens. They had like 5, 6 eggs. Where did you get these eggs from? Because LV-426 got nuked.
Yeah.
I mean, by its own freaking, its own nuclear reactor. It went Chernobyl and blew up. So everything in that area has got to be gone. So where did they get those?
Well, we know that they weren't just on that planet.
Well, yeah, but where? See, I want to know where, because like some of the comics, they tell you exactly where they got. Yeah, and then like in some of the other comics, they're using the xenomorphs to get some of that resin that you see them tie people up with. Okay, like that's just regular resin to contain you. But when you get to the higher version of the xenomorphs, the really big ones, not the
queens, but
the protector,
guard,
the protector,
Praetorians and shit,
those guys, they're not even 9 feet tall. They're like 12 feet, and they give off this they call it royal jelly. It's basically what they use to seduce the queen so they can mate and have all those eggs and stuff come out of her. Okay, they used to catch those and then, basically, do certain things to get the jelly.
Right. Yeah.
And that stuff has such incredible medicinal properties. They risk, getting torn apart and fed to the queen,
right?
Just to get it.
Man, so we know that they spread naturally. I mean, it's kind of similar to like Starship Troopers. Like they hitch rides on comets and they end up in weird places, or they hitch rides on ships and get dragged to places. But we also know that thanks to the various tie-in movies and media, that the predators spread them in order to have their hunting prey.
Yeah,
because they got the xenomorph homeworld pretty much locked down, don't they?
Not locked down. They just
know where it's at.
They just know where it's at, and for whatever reason, if they need a new queen, and and on these planets, there's not just one queen. There's a whole bunch of them.
Mm-hmm. It's like ants.
Yeah, but in one of the comic books, Ripley finds out where this planet was, because this is after Earth has been completely seeded. I mean, half of the planet is alien occupied.
Yeah.
And so she has this one idea to get the queen, the biggest one, and kidnap her and take her to Earth so she can psychically take over all the other queens and other xenomorphs and put them on one area and then nuke that site. That's what she was trying to do.
Yeah.
So that's what she does. She gets a bunch of other mercenaries, and they revamp the freaking loader, things that she fought that one queen.
The cargo loader,
Yeah, they basically marine-ize. They turn those things into fighting loaders, and they go after the big queen on this planet. They find out. I forgot how they find out where it is, but they do find that planet, and they go there, and they snatch that queen, put her on a ship, lock her down, and they take her to Earth. And yeah, things didn't quite go as they thought it would.
Yeah, imagine she would just direct all the other queens to take over the rest of Earth.
Yeah, well,
it's like, this is my new world now. And it's full of food.
Yeah, but see, it's kind of like they underestimate, because they're saying that the alien queens, any alien queen you find, her intelligence is north of 200. She is not just smart. She's like 10 chess moves ahead of you smart.
Yeah, manipulative.
And
scheming.
Exactly. And this is the queen. She's massive.
Like thousands of years old.
Yeah, she is very, very big, very, very old. And she didn't react at all the way they thought she was going to react. And they take her to Earth, and of course certain things go their way, but other things don't. Like, she doesn't take all of the aliens from wherever they were. It's kind of like she strategically started moving them to other places, and they were like, "Oh crap, this
abort.
Phase 2." They try to figure that shit out. It's man.
Oh, but yeah, but so the predators though, they hunt these guys for sport. They set up little temples and everything of the locals to we sell this in AVP at least.
Yeah.
They seed these societies to worship the Yautja and the xenomorphs, and they create little temples where they can create hunting grounds for themselves for fun and sport to test their young. And
sometimes they get away from you.
I gotta say, man, AVP, one of my favorite movies in both franchises. It did. I think it did a really good job of tying them both together. Yes, all the naysayers and everything are like, well, there's no way that Weyland Yutani knew about the xenomorphs that early on. There shouldn't have been xenomorphs on Earth that long ago and shit. But it was still a very fun movie.
Oh,
the action scenes, the fight scenes, especially with the Yautja, and just fucking tearing into the aliens.
Yeah,
blaster fire going, spear and claws going, and throwing the spike boomerang blade thing. And as someone who's played several of the games, just seeing those weapons in action and then getting to use those same things, the same tools and weapons in the game, it's so much fun. The humans were dumb in that movie. But that's kind of every.
Grossly unprepared.
It was a whole bunch of scientists, but where the fuck were the mercenaries? Where was the security team?
Exactly. Look, okay, it cracks me up every time I see something dumb like this. They always send like an underrepresented, echelon There's supposed to be an overwhelming force in order to dictate what they want to happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at Aliens, they send one scientist, or well, not even, she wasn't a scientist. They send Ripley.
Mm-hmm.
She was a fucking basically
an advisor. That's all she was. She was an advisor to the capabilities of what she experienced.
She was a space trucker.
Look, and get this. You could have just recorded this shit on a device and gave it to her. And look here, this is my contribution to you. God bless you and
Godspeed.
God. Yeah. Go about your business.
But so they send her
space trucker.
That's what they call him in the
come on
in the tabletop.
Come on, let's go, space trucker. Come on.
But so they send Ripley with an entire squad of Marines.
Mm.
In AVP, they send one security mercenary?
No,
with a whole team of scientists and archaeologists.
And not just one. Let's see, there were 2 in the egg-laying chamber. No, dude, I gotta watch it again because I'm pretty sure there was only 2 security.
Mm-hmm. With a whole team of scientists.
Got the one like advisor. She was a cliff face climber or some shit, whatever she was. And then there was the guy who was like pseudo love interest.
Yeah,
what was he?
He was just an archaeologist.
Yeah, he was an archaeologist.
He specialized in like the proto languages and shit.
Yeah, we had Weyland. You had Weyland.
Yeah, Weyland himself was there, and he brought 2 security guys.
Yeah. So that's it.
Yeah, so hyper unprepared.
Even the mayor of Chicago's got like 8 bodyguards.
Right? That's what I'm saying. Like,
I don't know why they brought that up, but he's got 8.
So yes, the humans very dumb in that movie. So I kind of understand where some of the hate is coming from. But if you shut the brain off, and sit back with popcorn and watch,
and just watch the calamity happen, it's a fun movie. It's a fun movie, and it's loosely based off another chick who wasn't even black. She was Japanese, and she became the first and only human Yautja. She became the only predator in their group because she was off planet. This is years after this all shit supposed to go down. She was off planet, and she was basically a corporate supervisor of a planet that basically was raising, galactic cows, basically.
Okay, yeah.
And the predators used to seed that planet year to year, or every now and again.
Every couple hundred years.
Yeah,
whatever.
Their guys are very long lived. And so they would come to that planet, throw a couple of eggs down there, and they would keep count of the eggs that they seed. Mm-hmm. And then they would hunt those down to 0. That's how they kept the planet from blowing up. Yeah. So, because anything that can hold a freaking egg gets implanted and it becomes a xenomorph. And then that xenomorph, if they give enough time, turns into a queen. And then that's it. The planet's gone. It's lost. So they see the planet. They hunt them down. They usually for training. All the young bloods, they go in there and they're like, woohoo, we're predators now. And they hunt these things down. Well, in between their hunting things, humans go down there and they turn it into a freaking cow farm.
Now the xenomorphs got plenty of shit.
Yes, now they got a whole bunch of them. So they go down there and they started seeding the cows, and the humans don't realize it. They just think they got some kind of weird sickness, which freaks out the company people because
I got this parasite spreading throughout their cattle,
and they don't want that to ruin their profit.
Yeah, can't fight that bottom line.
So they start hiding the fact that these things are freaking, infected, and then in the midst of doing that, the predators come in. They see a human. Now they have a Yautja law that they're not supposed to hunt humans without permission because humans are very unpredictable and dangerous. They don't respond like normal prey.
Yeah,
they sometimes fight back.
Yeah, I didn't know they had a law about that. I know they had the whole, if it's unarmed and not
Well, if it doesn't have a weapon on it, they usually don't hunt it. But messing with a human is like the human will run away, even unarmed. It'll run away, get a weapon, come back and kill you. Right. And they're like, oh shit, this is not normal prey. But in some Yautja tribes, that's all they hunt is humans. Mm. So it gets way in the weeds.
So would those be the guys that were in Predators?
Those are the guys that are in Predators, and then they got even bigger predators who hunt them. So it's kind of it gets real even more convoluted when you get that far.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's some that only come to Earth during the summer months, and only in the hottest parts of the planet they hunt people. That's why you get like you won't get anybody in Montana getting hunted, but you get somebody in like L.A.
Right.
You get someone in LA, or you get someone in Baja that will get hunted or Colombia, because it's hot down there and they like the heat. But in this case, on this planet, they get these things seeded. The first humans that come in contact with them, they see each other. The first human gets killed, and the second one, he makes a run for it. And he gets killed, but in the midst of getting killed, his little like rocket motorcycle crashes into the ship and explodes part of it and kills I guess for a better term, the troop leaders of the Cub Scouts.
Right.
They get killed. One of them, the leader gets severely injured, but the other leader, he gets killed.
Yeah.
So now you got is the Cub Scouts, and the Cub Scouts are like, well, they killed our leader. We're gonna go kill them,
Jesus.
So
it really would come down that quickly too.
Yeah. So then the Cub Scouts go hunting the humans that they get. They just picked a reason to kill, humans. Because like, no, we're not supposed to hunt humans. And the toughest Cub Scout like, oh, we're gonna hunt humans. I'm in charge now. And so they go hunting humans, forgetting that the fact that they still got aliens about to.
Sprouted out these cows.
Yeah, exactly. And they started herding these cows into the cow ship. And no one notices that all the aliens dozens and dozens of these aliens are sprouting out of these cows inside the ship that they were about to take to Earth. So all these aliens are in one concentrated space.
Yeah.
So then the predators will start attacking the aliens along the outer edge, and then the aliens sprout out in town, and they start attacking the humans. And then everybody's like, what the fuck's going on?
Now everybody's fighting the xenomorphs.
And everybody's fighting everybody.
Yeah.
Because now you got the Cub Scouts trying to kill aliens and the humans. And you got the xenomorphs just killing everything. And you got the humans just trying to stay alive.
Yeah.
And then that one chick that she's the main protagonist, she comes out on top. And she's like very competent in killing aliens and the predators. And the main guy who was hurt, he's the leader. He's messed up. He's got broken ribs. He's got concussions and all kinds of crap. He puts on his gear and he's like, "We're the Cub Scouts." And it's these motherfuckers. I told him not to hunt humans. And then he has to go down and he has to basically kill all the Cub Scouts because they've broken the law. And that's what he does. He goes out and kills off. But he's wounded severely, and he's still embracing the suck.
Yeah.
He's doing the job. He's killing. I didn't even think that. He put that two to two together. He's doing the job. He's killing all these other guys, and in the process, he hooks up with the girl, and he's like, this is like a small mini-me warrior. And he's like, hey, she's got this burner in her hand. She had like this high-powered weapon, firearm, and she's shooting aliens, and he's shooting aliens, and he's like, yeah, she's the man. And then and what I forgot to say is that the queen that they had on the major ship gets broken out of jail from the crash from the human, and it comes out. Because she comes out and she's taking over the basically all the worker bee, aliens. And
so they just got that buff of,
exactly coordination. Yeah. And so they had to fight her because they wiped out pretty much all of the worker bees. And then they had to deal with her, and she fatally wounds the big guy. And before he dies, he puts his tribal mark on her forehead.
Yeah.
And everybody else, they were like, they gave up, herding cows, and they left the planet, except her.
Yeah.
She was waiting for the predators to come back. And they do come back. Not for like a year or two. I mean, they basically forgot about the hunting. Like, hey, these guys didn't come back. And where'd they go? And she saw their ship coming down, and she put on like made up predator gear. She took the armbands and the wrist things and the plasma, and she form fitted it to her itty bitty frame.
Basically like a mini predator.
Exactly. And they see her and they're like, what the hell is this? Oh, crap, it's got homeboy's mark on her forehead. So basically, through sign language, say, "Hey, you wanna hunt with us?" He's all making the stabby sound, the stabby look, and she's like, "Yeah, I want to go stabby with you." And that's how she became a predator. And she became a predator for a while too. But of course, male predators are freaking, misogynist. They didn't want a female human predator along the group, and they basically went against that, and they kicked her out. Or they sidelined her because they were going to go hunt humans. And they sidelined her. They didn't let her know that they were hunting humans. She found out on the sideline. And then she was like, fuck this. You're going to hunt humans? I'm going to hunt you.
Yeah.
And she did. She went out there and she killed off every Yautja that went down to the planet side to hunt humans. And she killed them all off.
I see. I'd watch that movie.
I'd watch that movie too. She went down there, she killed them fools off. She got off planet. She stole another ship to get off planet from there. And they saw her. They're like, oh, there she is. And then, of course, they had already seeded that planet and it became another thing of alien versus humans versus predator.
Right.
And yeah, but that is what this would be. Alien Earth. That's what would this be. I mean, if you got that kind of thing going on, I don't, honestly... They introduced something different from anything I've ever read, so I don't know what the hell they're gonna do with this.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have. So here's my prediction, right? I don't know how many episodes they're gonna have, but they're hour-long episodes. So usually
they stopped at 4 this time, so it might be another 4.
Yeah, so that's what I'm thinking. Like they'll do 8 episodes for the season. What I think is gonna happen is the eyeball alien is gonna be like the main antagonist of the immediate threat, right?
It's gonna get into a human somehow.
Yeah, somehow. I mean, they're putting way too. I mean, this is Chekhov's gun. This is Chekhov's cannon. You know what I mean? Like, obviously they've had a whole episode dedicated to this thing, and side plots with all the other characters with this thing, right? So that's going to be the main attack, and I think they're gonna try to use Wendy to control the xenomorphs to take out this thing. That's going to be like the more immediate threat. I think she's gonna pair up with at least one other xenomorph, and she's gonna be the one that's hatched now, and she's gonna control it, and it's gonna be like a tag team against this thing, right? And then I think in season 2 they're gonna bring in the Yautja. I think that'll be how they progress the series, how they escalate the threat.
That'd be fun to see. That would be fun to see. Now look,
and if he's still alive by that point, I bet the cyborg teams up with the Yautja.
Yeah. Well, that little eyeball thing, it came out of a cat.
Yeah.
And then it went into the sheep.
There's an orange cat, too, man. Let's go back to Jonesy, but that's...
And you know what? I didn't even understand I was looking at until that sucker popped out of that cat's head. I was like, oh, my God, it's that little thing. Mm-hmm. And then it went after that redhead girl, and she was blocking it, and it was wrapping around her finger. I was like, holy crap.
So that scene actually gave me a little bit of a slight pause. Because these are supposed to be like intelligent and very lethal creatures, right?
You should have known she wasn't human.
Why is it going after a non-food source? Unless it can control synthetics as well. And I think that's going to be the threat, is that it can actually still manipulate synthetic beings.
As long as it gets in there, it doesn't matter if it's a positronic brain or a human brain.
And then it's going to get a hold of a positronic brain, and it's going to become smarter
and faster and stronger.
Yep.
Okay, look, could you imagine some alien like that fighting with someone with the power of Wendy? We also had a chick jump off 20 stories and not have go toe to toe with an alien.
Yeah, xenomorph in the dark and cut its face off.
Yeah, it came out on top. It got busted up a little bit, but yeah, it came out on top.
Yeah, she took a blow to the head or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they didn't even show the extent of the injury, just the white blood trickling down the face. I'm like, oh shit, she got fucked up.
She took a hit. It was enough to power down. Yeah. And she grabbed that sucker by its tongue and dragged it.
I gotta say, man, like that was. I thought that scene would play out more. I was expecting that to go ridiculously, right? But she maintained control, and it was a well shot scene of how she took control of that.
Yeah, but I was hoping. You know what I was hoping for? Honestly, after she hooked that sucker in the tongue. And it was pulling, and it was not stronger than her. It was like getting drugged. I was like, oh, shit.
And it wasn't willing to risk letting that piece get ripped off to get free.
Yeah, it got torn off. Yeah, it didn't get ripped off. It got torn off. And so I was like, I was waiting for, okay, I can't outpull this thing, whatever it is. I'm just going to rush it.
Yeah, go on the offensive.
And just go on the offensive. And I wanted to see some like chop socky, hip judo, something. I was waiting for some like serious hand movements, kick movements, doing whatever. I wanted to see how fast she was compared to how destructive it was.
Yeah.
Didn't happen. We had a death off
screen.
scene. Yeah, we had a death off screen. I was like, boo. Ran out of budget money. Okay, I get it. I understand. But that's what I was hoping for. And maybe we'll get that later.
Yeah, I think they need the time to work on the choreography. I think they were waiting to see how these first couple episodes played out, to see what people's initial reactions were going to be. And I think it's going to get more, because I think another prediction of mine, they're going to start implanting combat training to the kids. I think they haven't yet, and I think they're going to start doing it.
Honestly, I'm not nearly as smart as Cavalier, but that probably would have been the first two things I would have done. I mean, the learning curve should be hyper accelerated. I mean, they're not human. So,
and they're able to download information.
And she's able to download
books
directly. Yeah, they're able to do this directly. So, what is the Matrix? Hello? I mean, should be. Can you fly that helicopter? It should be that. I mean,
but yeah.
You should know where babies come from by now. I mean, really.
I think they have a lot. They have
so much to tell and not enough time. Maybe.
I think they'll get it. I think if they make the smart moves, like everybody's seeing what happens whenever you go against a fan base, right? Give the fans what you want, you're gonna make money. You're gonna make a fortune. You try to go too heavy against it, go woke, go broke. You know what I mean?
But everybody's doing that. That's what everybody's doing, the woke broke thing.
I think some people are actually trying to course correct, and I really hope that this is one of the things that not only does that, but succeeds and shows proof of concept.
But no one's doing that. No one. Okay, it's been at least 5 years now. At least 5.
At least since
the whole go broke, go woke, go broke thing.
Oh,
I mean, but the more in your face things that's been happening like that. There's the Bud Light issue.
Mm-hmm.
They lost money. They lost stock share that they're billions of dollars that they'll never get back.
They won't recover.
They will not get that money. People still snigger and point and laugh whenever you see anybody with a 12-pack of Bud Light walk up to the counter. People, people laugh, gay. People still laugh, I smile still. I used to laugh, but I still smile. I'm like, okay, you like what you like, okay? And if you're willing to take that kind of heat, that kind of, satire, pointing fingers, you're stupid, that kind of shit, okay, you deserve to drink that shit.
Yeah.
But then Target ran into the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
All that, children gay wear,
Mm-hmm.
wearing like swimsuits that you can nip and tuck. Who the hell would do that?
For children, for God's sakes.
Got this little, I went, as soon as I saw that on television, I went to Target and looked at it. It's got this little thing where you stick, your U-Haul in and you can wrap it and tuck it. I was like, what the hell? Who would give that to their son?
Right. Obviously some sick-minded
somebody who's going to do it. And they took a hell of a hit to their stock share. What happened? But they reacted right away. They're like, oh shit, we saw this, what happened with Bud Light. We're going to take all the shit. And not only did they take it off the shelves, they first they stuck all that shit in the back. And then they got rid of it entirely.
They burnt it.
Yeah, then they stuck it into the bonfire. They
took the guys that thought of the idea and shot them out there and tossed them on the bonfire.
Fired all of them fools. Like, man, you said this would work. Even Target has dreams. Onto the fire.
But yeah, man, like I said, somebody's got to start course correcting. I mean,
so if they do that with Alien Earth, God bless you. I'm still.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm still
best.
I'm still on the fence.
Or prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
Yeah, I'm still on the fence. They always get a screen grab with me because I like sci-fi.
Yeah.
But when that stuff starts to really jump the shark, you can miss me.
But so far, 4 episodes.
But so far, it's slow as hell. It's slow as hell. If I hadn't read extensive comic book lore on exactly what's happening with Wendy, I probably wouldn't even accept it. I would reject it entirely.
Really?
Because it goes far beyond
what they've shown in the movie.
what they've shown. Because as far as you can tell, Wendy has no connection to the aliens. She just suddenly started hearing them for no reason at all.
Yeah, they don't know why. She was the only one out of them that could hear.
Yeah, and this was before she took the blow to the head. She could hear what was going on.
Yeah.
And if they're all based on the same model frame, they all should have been able to hear it.
Yeah, why is she special?
What makes her special? And when I know that it's kind of an off thing, is because even Cavalier doesn't know why she can hear them.
Right. Yeah. Because they test the other kids.
Yeah, they were like, he asked the other girl, hey, you over there, can you hear what's going on? She's like, maybe. Nope, don't tell me what I want to hear. Tell me tell me the truth. Yeah. And she kind of like shook her head. No, I don't hear shit.
Wendy starts speaking alien.
Yeah, you can speak French, but you can't speak this. that was such a bad dig, man. I'm like, oh, look, you were in the running, but you're not my favorite. You're not even close to being the favorite now, goddamn, because she can hear alien.
Beat that.
Yeah, like
and she'll try,
and she will try.
She'll be the next threat after the crazy pregnant girl.
Yeah, because she's gonna. Hey, I can tell you, she's gonna try to kill Wendy, and Arush, that Indian kid, he's gonna try to kill Wendy's brother.
Yeah, he's gonna try to get him
to be impregnated.
Yeah, 'cause he's the only human that he can kind of control.
Yeah, well, get his hands on.
Yeah,
I mean, he already don't like that fool because he can't. He's like, why is he able to be here? I'm like, it's. And like I said, you're dealing with 12-year-olds.
And now you put their family at risk.
Yeah, you're dealing with 12-year-olds, and he's like, he's under pressure because he's not telling mommy and daddy that he broke the cookie jar and just come out of the box and say, I broke the cookie jar. Why are you hiding this point that you can talk to someone? And why isn't Kirsch ratting him out like, hey, I know you broke the cookie jar, bro. What's going on, man? Or maybe Kirsch is that.
Man, Kirsch has got his own agenda.
Kirsch is like, I want to see how this ends.
Yeah, he really wants to see. I think he doesn't like how Boy treats him. I mean, you see it with the long pauses and stuff, right?
Yeah.
So I think he kind of wants that little bit of pettiness, that little bit of.
I want to see you fail.
Yeah, I want to see the boy genius get humbled.
Yeah. Boy, what a tangled world we weave.
But so, last point I want to cover: Predator, Killer of Killers.
Well, what was your favorite one?
I was just about to ask. All right, you asked me first. I loved the samurai or the ninja one, the one with the big fucking spear and the super agile and dodging around everything and getting in between the.
One was a samurai, one was a ninja.
Yeah,
brothers.
Yeah. And I mean, the storyline, the characters, great. How it all played out, the action scenes and everything, the choreography of it all was just absolutely phenomenal. Plus, I've always loved ninjas and samurais. I mean, that's I mean, granted, they're all my favorite time period character pieces and stuff. I mean, you got World War II, you've got feudal Japan, you've got Viking era, and I'm a big Viking guy. I mean. Got Mjolnir on my hand, right? But
I like the Viking one. Except
I don't like the Viking one the most, right?
Yeah, I got issues with the Viking one.
Yeah,
I got issues with the Viking one.
I mean, the way that it was handled, the way it played out was really fucking cool.
Yes.
Played to the strengths.
Okay.
Leveraged advantages.
Okay. See, here's my deal.
Okay.
And why do I gotta be the one that always comes up with this season? Maybe it's
the old guy.
Maybe it's because I see it from this particular lens all the time. I did not like it because in the strictest sense, why was the Shield Maiden in charge? I get it. She had a particular agenda. Her dad trained her tough as nails.
No.
She shouldn't have been in charge.
No, she definitely should have been in charge.
Nah.
No, the Old Norse customs was a very matriarchal society.
Yes, it is. But she got a lot of dudes killed because she didn't react fast enough. She got a lot of dudes killed.
Okay, all right. So from that aspect, yeah, somebody else should have stepped up, but maybe none of the other guys. I mean, well, all right. None of the other guys were strong enough to step up, and that means that she was leading a very weak group.
Yes. I love it when you do that.
But she's clever.
She was very clever.
She's smart.
Yeah, but then at the end, right? At the end, she knew what she was fighting at the end. By the end of it, she knew exactly what she was fighting.
Yeah.
So when she came out of cryo sleep, why was it the Japanese dude, the first dude she attacked?
First guy she saw?
Look, if I knew I was fighting some giant-ass behemoth with a big fucking mace that flung out of its arm,
Right.
If I saw a regular human being, yeah, that wouldn't be my first, okay, this is my first antagonist and start swinging for the fences.
Well, all right. So, to put the context into the scenario, she just watched her grandkid get killed.
That she led out there.
Yeah, but so tragic experience,
trauma.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's hurting. From that moment, in that grief, that's when they fucking snatch her up and freeze her.
Exactly.
So she thaws out, dealing with that still in her mind, still the immediate moment, even though it's probably dozens or hundreds of years later.
Who knows, right? Well, it had to have been
at least hundreds of years.
Yeah, it had to be at least hundreds of years. Yeah.
But so she's upset, she's angry, and she's not armed, but she wants answers. So she sees the first guy she sees, snatches him up and starts making demands. Doesn't speak the language, so that doesn't work. But that is a justifiable response, I feel.
Okay, all right, I can accept that explanation. I still have a problem with that. The fact that her wanting to have answers turns into I'm going to kill you in this arena that obviously he is not a part of. He's like, hey. Well, I'm a prisoner here too. Hey, say, don't you dare swing that shit. Oh, fuck,
Well, at that point, she understands the game. She's like, all right, we have to kill each other. Only one of us survives out of this, and it's going to be me. And then the teamwork kicks in. Then it's and because they had to have that moment for the young kid to step up and be like, hey, I'm going to take charge and do something here.
Oh yeah, we forgot about the young blood who wasn't really a pilot. He was a mechanic
and a pilot, and the impulsive one. And
forgot all about that kid, who managed to fly the ship. And I hated that that's where that one ended. You got dude loses his arm, you got chick beat the shit, and you got the kid flying piloting a ship that he doesn't know how to pilot. And now you got a whole bunch of these other dudes chasing you.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's a hell of a cliffhanger.
That's a hell
I will
of a
tune into episode 1 the day it drops.
That's a hell of a cliffhanger. He was like, oh, God, dude.
That's not even where it ended.
No.
It ended going panning across the cryo tubes, and you see a bunch of very familiar faces.
You see a whole bunch of these ninjas stuck in cryo. Including our favorite little, squaw who didn't want to do what she was told.
Is that what they were? Squaws?
She was a squaw. She wasn't even a mated squaw. She was just a worker bee squaw that they had to kick to get her to wake up in the morning. And then she wouldn't do what all the other squaws were doing. She went out and started playing with tomahawks.
That established her character's independence very early on.
Her incompetence.
She was very competent.
She was very competent at not doing the job she was supposed to do. She was a tag-along, and the fact that they're like, okay, here's a girl who could track better than all the trackers who track every day. Mm-hmm. She's supposed to be basically a gatherer, but she's able to track better than all the other trackers who perfect their craft by tracking every day, and she doesn't. But she's better than they are. Can we say... No, I'm not going to do it. No, not going to do it.
The girl bossed her up.
Yeah.
They had to yassify her.
Yeah.
But it's not good writing. It comes down to it, man.
They had to her roll.
You know, it's not good character work. We've seen strong females, especially in this in these franchises. You know, look at Ripley. They did not have to girl boss her. At least in the first couple of movies. The first two movies, she was.
Well, the first movie, she was just running scared.
Well, yeah.
The second movie, she became girl boss extreme out of sheer necessity. She had to.
Mm.
I mean.
And even then, she was utilizing the training that she had in her career field, using the loader, using the fucking tools at hand, and her survival experience.
Well, she had to be
came
saved.
out on top.
Well, funny, she had to be saved at one point. And that's what I liked about Ripley in the second movie. She had exhausted all options.
Mm.
She totally went psycho and shot up all of her ammo. That's not something a pro would do.
Right.
I mean, a pro would have put definitely. I mean, she had a full complement of grenade launchers. She could have just took a couple extra steps back and just unloaded those grenades into the eggs, and definitely the eggs into the egg sack. That was a cool move.
Mm.
She did that shit, and then saved the flamethrower for last.
Yep.
But she didn't. Nope. She emptied the clip. You never empty the clip. You never empty the fucking clip.
Especially when you're already in a.
You're surrounded. Yeah, you're
surrounded and in a situation of being tight and low on ammo.
Okay, but she did the typical amateur, highly emotional moment. I get that. Everybody has those, guys included. Guys have those emotional moments. It
happened a couple of times in that movie.
Yeah, and everybody just starts shooting and they lose their mind and they get caught up. So she did that. She runs. Mm-hmm. She gets to the elevator. She gets the sucker open. She uses the last bit of her freaking flame to keep Mama Alien away. Gets to the top floor. Bishop's not there. Right. That's a heart dropping moment when you come to. Woo, we met. What a shit! Where's the shit? And then Mama Alien comes up and is like, "Just close your eyes, baby. It's only going to hurt for a second." That's all she could do. And man, and Bishop shows up. They get on the plane. Boom! They come out. Her girl bossing or if you want a better word, or
girl bossness.
Yeah, her badassness. She totally relinquished that. She's like, okay, I'm sitting here. I'm just gonna breathe quietly because now we're safe. Not knowing that Mama Alien was on board the ship. They take off. They get on the ship. Bishop's like, yeah, good thing I waited around. You know, I couldn't stay on the platform. All of a sudden, big giant tail goes poking through his chest. That was an incredible moment. I'm like, holy, it's not over. Mama Boss get rid of him. And, okay, they both run in the basic directions. Girl goes underground. Perfect. That's exactly what she's learned over the time of hiding from the aliens. She goes underground. Mm. Ripley runs into the other room, closes the door, immediately gets in the loader. She comes out and just goes Mama Kitty on, Mama Alien, and, fight scene goes on. Not even, now we already know my reason I'm not liking the end of this fight.
Yeah.
Okay, we won't get into that. But she was not overpowered. She was definitely on the losing end of that spectrum the entire time. I mean, that was the best thing about her. Okay, this crap that's going on in Alien Earth, they just...
We were talking about Prey.
Yeah, I mean, Prey. I mean, she had no skills. She had no skills.
She had the tomahawk skills and tracking skills.
Okay. Man with the freaking hammer on his hand, okay? Very impressive tattoo. Okay, that was the god of thunder, okay, right?
Yeah.
Okay, we're talking a squall with no fighting skills. Is going to wrap some made-up rope around a tomahawk and throw it at things with pretty much instant perfection.
No, I mean, they showed the scene of her practicing with it over and over and over and over again. It wasn't instant perfection.
Okay, we've gone axe throwing.
Yes.
Okay.
By the end of the 1 hour session that we had, I mean, we were all pretty, I wouldn't say necessarily expert, but we were proficient enough to get at least a majority of the hits in.
Majority of the hits. Okay. Do you think you could go hunting an alien that wants to kill you with very sophisticated technology? You think your little tomahawk connected to a rope is going to be effective?
if that's all I got on hand, I'm damn sure gonna try, but that's not what I would not trust my skills in that.
It would not be effective. You know it, I know it, everybody.
I would not be throwing that tomahawk. That would stay in my hand firmly, and if something got close enough to swing on, I'd swing on it.
Exactly. And now, using that said tomahawk, after you've seen your entire tribe of warriors get cut down like wheat. And these guys, and I got to give it to most of them. Them dudes with them arrows, they were plugging at it, and they were effective for as far as warriors with lower technology is concerned.
Yeah,
they were effective. I didn't like the way the brother gave up his life like a bitch. I did not like that shit at all.
Had to motivate the protagonist. I know.
It's okay. Look, warriors of that caliber don't give up. Those cats fought to the very bitter end. Mm-hmm. They don't go, okay, it's up to you, little squaw, who have no fighting ability, while I, the brother and leader of this tribe of warriors, is just going to give up my life? Are you freaking kidding? Embrace the suck, for Christ's sake.
You go out biting and clawing.
This is the job. This is the job. He turned his back to the enemy and allowed that sucker to run him through.
Like I said, man, that suffered so hard from poor writing. They were trying too hard just to have a reason to have a female protagonist. That's where it suffered. They didn't work on having a strong, well-written character. They worked on having a strong, appealing female protagonist.
Yeah.
And then that's not what we want. That's not what the audience wants. The people that consume stuff from the Alien and the Predator franchise, we have expectations. Yeah. There is well-written lore. There is well-established stuff to go off of. They should not be trying so hard to deviate from it.
Oh, I kind of like Prey. Kind of.
You just railed on it really hard.
Look, it's science fiction. Mm-hmm. It crossed most of the T's and half of the I's. So I can get behind it. It's just they made it so damn unbelievable at the end. They did. They really did. This dude was going through everybody. And its technology technically wasn't even as good as some of the Predator shit you saw in the other movies. Yeah. It was basically the prepper version of Hunter Tech. And
I will say I really liked the fight scene between the Predator and the bear.
The bear, right?
That was pretty dope.
The bear was giving as good as it got, and I think it hurt him.
Grizzlies, man.
Yeah, the bear hurt him pretty good.
Fucked him up.
It fucked him up, and he's like, "Hey, look, you were just a bear."
Really did a good job of demonstrating the strength of those guys, too. The way that he was like basically fist fighting a bear, it
was really good. And after he killed the bear, he just bear with blood was drenched all. That was like, what the hell did he do to that? He eviscerated the bear with his bare hands. I'm like, that's some epic strength. Then he just tosses the bear aside. And what I would have loved to see in the next scene or two was that bear's head on his freaking hip.
Right.
I really wanted to see that.
The bear skull, yeah.
I really wanted to see that. Mm-hmm. But,
or fucking, bear skull
a claw,
helmet
or something. Something to say, look, I killed a bear. And that bear hurt me, but I killed a bear. Like I said, there were so many licenses just taken with that, and I was good at my count of 10 licenses. I'm like, okay, I got no more license to give with this movie. This okay. Yeah. And then when she came walking with the head of the Predator and blood all over her face, and the whole Hunter thing, we wear the blood of our enemies, after all the other fucking warriors were killed off. She's the only one left. No. That's nothing to be freaking proud of. Everybody else is dead. And you, who haven't hunted a day in your life, you're like, I'm a warrior now. And
there's
nobody else left.
Nobody to refute it.
Yeah, I'm a warrior now. And then at the end of the movie, you see all these ships coming out of the clouds, and I'm like, yeah, you're a warrior for about 15 minutes.
You got until they land.
You got right until they land and see you with that blood on your face. Where's Jimmy? Oh, shit. You killed Kenny. You bastard. Now she's in lockup.
Now she's being preserved to be hunted later.
You see? And I'm the asshole. I'm the asshole.
On that one, I think it's about time to wrap it up. That was a fun one. That was a really fun one.
I think so, too.
All right. I hope you guys in the audience enjoyed that one. Hop in the comments and let us know which was your favorite movie in the franchise. Which was your favorite characters?
Yes, let us know. Comment, like, and subscribe.
And we'll catch you on the next shift.
Aloha.
Good night.
All right. Time to empty out the mop bucket, run the trash, and hit the lights. Go get off my time clock. Be safe getting home.